Your silence is a great source of strength. Think about that for a minute. So, it's that time. Yes, we're going to be discussing how silence empowers you, how silence puts up boundaries that cannot be knocked down for you, how silence does the talking for you, and what silence does to keep these pesky narcissistic people away from you. You see, the narcissist played on your heartstrings. What they did is they wanted to control you emotionally, financially, physically, spiritually, energetically. The narcissist wanted to be able to have access to you and to destroy your life from the inside out and from the outside in. The narcissist also knew what they were doing. And the narcissist knew if they could poke you this time, that time, if they could pull this lever, twist this dial, pull this knob, or press this button, whatever it was, they could get you to react. One of the key components of healing is learning to respond, not react. And I'm not referring to interacting with the narcissist. By now, you should have gone no contact, blocked that person, deleted them, removed them, and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If you haven't done that yet, you will in time. But understanding that your energy is exactly what said person was trying to capture, steal, harness, and redirect away from you into wherever they wanted to place it. When you realize that, then you understand that you weren't just dealing with a human being who, again, borrowed a couple $100 from you and never paid you back, or you weren't dealing with a human being who just decided to end the friendship or the relationship and say, hey, let's stay in touch and let's move on. No. You were dealing with somebody who was trying their best to destroy everything about you. I've shared this for many videos recently. This is your fingerprint. This is what makes you, you. My fingerprint is what makes me, me. You have a different one. That is what makes you, that's your identity. And this is what the person tried to steal from you. They tried to erase you. They tried to erase everything about you. And if you really, I'm going to fast forward. If you think about what the discard is, that's the ultimate erasing of a person, of a relationship, of a past, and of any misgivings that the narcissist did. That's why the people, i.e. the narcissist, discard people. It's not only to monkey branch from one narcissistic relationship to the next. It's not only to look for the new supply. It's not only because they burned and used you up and chewed you up and spit you out. I can say it because that's what happened with me. It's because the narcissist, they want to steal everything they possibly can. And they want to destroy people. And they don't want the narcissist doesn't want to get their grubby little fingers dirty for anything. That's why the narcissist has enablers. That's why they have flying monkeys. That's why they have people subservient to them, swarming all around them. And that's why the narcissist has those strange groups of people, the little groupies, the little bubbles of people that bubble up every now and again. And they claim that they're their high school friends or their old buddies or the old people that used to live on the block or the old friend of a friend, wink, wink. Well, those people are just as toxic, if not worse, as the person you're considering. And you never knew who those people were because they're from the underworld also. Yeah, said it again. You're understanding on this planet, there is yin, there is yang, there is dark, there is light, there is positive, there is negative, there's narcissism, then there's empathy. You're looking at a true blue, real, empathetic human being, me, yeah. Now you may say, well, wait, aren't you the narcissist? You just called yourself an empath. Well, if that's what you're thinking, clearly you're consuming the wrong content. Because if you're an empath, you should be proud of it. If you're an empath, you know it. If you're an empath, you fake absolutely nothing. If you're a narcissist, you want to have the loudest voice in the room, literally and figuratively. And if you're the narcissist, you want the empath to doubt themselves. If you're the narcissist, you want to lure in to the web of manipulation, the beautiful, bright, shining light. Yes, the empath, this guy and you want to begin working on the empath and destroying them. This is what the narcissist does. If you think the narcissist met you by some random coincidence or some random encounter, you're completely mistaken. The narcissist was looking for somebody just like you, and they found you. And when they found you, they said, whoa, this person, you, have a high level of empathy. Again, you were wearing your heart on sleeve, you were committed, you didn't know about narcissism, you were vulnerable and all these other things. And what the narcissist did was, wow, this person has a lot that I can steal from them. Again, it was you. And they took what they could from you. And then they crumbled you up like a sheet of paper, threw you away in the freeway, discarded you, wash, rinse, repeat. But when you were discarded, as I was, you didn't know what narcissism was. So how could you know that the person you fell in love with and the very same person who claimed that they loved you had no love within them, but they wanted to steal it from you? How could you know that that person had no empathy, but they wanted to steal your empathy? You already knew that they either didn't have money or they claimed that they didn't, but that they were using your money as their money, because what does the narcissist love more than money? Say it with me. 3, 2, 1. Yes, the narcissist loves your money more than money. And when the money's gone, so is the narcissist. You didn't know any of these things, now you do. So when the discard happened, you weren't prepared for anything because you didn't know what the narcissist was doing to you. You didn't know gaslighting, triangulation, and on and on and on. However, for this video, you also didn't know that the path post-narcissistic relationship, as soon as you possibly can, is to go no contact, but also to use your silence as a superpower, because this is what your silence is. I opened the video by sharing with you how the narcissist wants to control your emotions. That is true, among other things. Well, when you're emotional and you were feeding the beast, the apex predator, yes, the narcissist, you were giving them everything they wanted. And you were burning yourself out and you were fueling them, because this was an energetic exchange between you and the narcissist. When you realize post-relationship, which my hope is you've already understood this. If you didn't or you haven't, you will right now. And I will speak much slower for this part of the video. Your silence is a support system that does so much work for you if you allow it to do so. And what I mean by that is this. It's not just exclusive to no contact, but I preach that and talk about it ad nauseum virtually every video I create, because so many people didn't believe in no contact 6 years ago. They've used it. Now they realize that it works. Now, is it the solution? No, it's not. Is it a key component? Yes, it is. So if you haven't done it, you really need to ask yourself why. But your silence is what this video is about. So when the narcissist can't control your emotions because you've gone silent, then you have the power. You have the control. Now listen, there are two different things you need to understand here. And for any of you who have had one-on-one sessions with me, you know that this is how I speak frequently during the one-on-one sessions. I give you everything I have to help you heal, because at one point I was where you are, and I had nobody like myself to help me get through it. I had to put myself back together against all odds during a pandemic of monumental proportions, and you lived through it. But having said that, your silence is the most important part for this video, because when you are sharing information with a predator, when you are sharing information with someone who has disdain for you, when you're sharing information with somebody who's going to weaponize it against you at a later date, you are in a lose-lose-lose situation. Again, you didn't know this. Also, your silence puts up a boundary. And what it does is it sends a clear, succinct message to said person that you want nothing to do with them. No contact means you want nothing to do with somebody. Your silence means the exact same thing. There's a big difference between no contact and going silent, or using your silence to help you out, though. Going no contact, essentially, and for layman's terms, I'm going to say it this way, it means pressing a few buttons and staying away from said person and making sure they can't get through to you. Well, usually the narcissist finds their way around some things, like they could still create a bogus email account and send you some nonsense from times gone by, or they could still create a burner phone and try to text. We get all those ridiculously old, boring games of the narcissist. But your silence is a different animal, because your silence means this. Let's put the narcissist you're considering on the side for a moment, and let's say that you're healed and you're in a great spot. And let's say that you are at an event. Maybe you're going to see a movie, or you're going to a barbecue, or you're going to some kind of celebration, or maybe it's just a weekend dinner. Who knows what it is? And let's say you're attending this event and there are people there that you don't know. Remember, you've healed. I'm mentioning for this part of the video, you've healed. Well, when you go to that event, say there are 20 people there. Well, knowing what you know, at least a handful of those people will be toxic. I'm not going to give you my take on what the percentage is, but those of you who've had sessions with me know what my percentage is, but at least some of those people will be toxic. So when you're interacting with those people and you have the wisdom now, you can use your silence, and your silence will do the speaking for you. So here's the example. You're at a barbecue. It happens over the weekend. There are 20 people there. You know 15 of them. Say you know 10 of them. and 5 are toxic. People you don't know of the other 10. Well, what you do is you observe them and you listen and maybe you engage and say hello and small talk, and then you're like, wait, something's off with those people. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I've seen it before. Something's wrong. And what do? You don't go back in the hornet's nest and start talking to them and explaining about your ex or anything. You do nothing like that. What you do is you politely find a different part of the environment to communicate with other people in. You see, you stay away from them. Boundary, silence, no communication, no access. And these people, the 5 people that I'm mentioning in this illustration that perhaps are toxic, they won't know anything about you. They will know perhaps your name and you came and went, but they're not going to actually be able to look at you in the eyes. They're not going to be able to study you and get to know you and ask and throw curveballs at you and try to trip you up. They can't do that. First of all, you're untrippable, uppable. Yeah, I just said that. Put that in the dictionary, the Merriam-Webster Dictionary Word of the Year. But second of all, and the most important part is you won't give them the time of day. Now, this doesn't mean you're being mean to people. It means you have boundaries and you're using them, which is what you should be doing. It's what I do every single day. Why do you think I come out in the woods? Why do you think I come out and get my cup full with my nature baths? Why do you think I continue to pay it forward by creating videos every day? Why do you think I continue to give you updates with information and wisdom that I've acquired in the last 24 hours? It's because I'm doing the work to help you out, to give you the answers to the questions that you have and many that you won't even have until I present them to you. Now, am I the solution? Absolutely not. Am I one component to help you heal? Damn straight I am. And so is anybody who is adding value to your life. But one of the many things I've mastered post-narcissistic relationship is to allow my silence do the talking for me, which means this, and I've shared this before, I'll say it again, with emails, texts, correspondence, comments, whatever, in any interaction at all with anybody who has access to me, if I feel their energy is appropriate and proper, yeah, I'll engage. Why wouldn't I? But once I see a red flag, I'm not going to stick around to see red flag 2 through 5,000. I'm gone. Don't need it. Don't need anything. Don't need any of anyone's toxicity. And I don't need people knowing information about me that I don't want them knowing. You see, when I met the narcissists, plural, I was an open book. I was letting everything out in the open, sharing my history, my past, everything about me. I had no idea. Now I do. And that's why my silence speaks for me. That's why my silence is a superpower. And when you really recognize this and you observe that so many people on the planet, they just want to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And when they're done talking, what do they want to do? They want to talk more. And I'm not referencing the narcissist exclusively. I'm referencing people. Many people just like to talk, and that's okay. I get it. I am not one of those people. You may think otherwise because I create videos every day, and maybe I have a special place in your house. Maybe you have breakfast with me, or I have breakfast with you when you're watching the video, or maybe it's nighttime, or maybe you're on your lunch break, whatever. I'm in your life for a reason. I'm providing value and letting you know that your silence is a superpower. You need to harness it. You need to use it. You need to make sure it does what it's supposed to do for you, which is what you couldn't do for yourself in the past, which is put up boundaries, implement them, maintain them, and adhere to them. And this is the kryptonite of the narcissist. The narcissist has multiple kryptonites, but for this video, I'll just name you 3. 1, the strongest word in the English language is the word no, N-O. It's a complete sentence, and it is kryptonite for the narcissist. Another kryptonite of the narcissist is exposure, meaning when people find out who they are, what they've done, and that they are pathetic, they're weak, they're anxiety-riddled, and that they are predators in their dark energy. That cat is out of the bag. More and more people each and every day are figuring that out and are utilizing their own skill sets of boundaries, and they're going no contact, and yes, they're using their silence as a superpower. And the third part, again, it's your silence. When the narcissist doesn't have access to you, what do they have to do? Well, they have to do a couple things. 1, go back on their dating apps and look at other sources of supply they can try to lure back into a web, or drum up some new supply, which is running drier and drier by the second on this planet called Earth. Or they can say to themselves, wow, that's the one that really got away. You, just like me. You see, that's the badge you want to wear. You want to be the one that got away. You want to be the one that healed. You want to be the one that went no contact. And you want to be the one that knocked out the narcissist once and for all. I don't mean literally. I mean figuratively. So allowing your silence to speak for you, allowing your silence to implement boundaries, and allowing your silence to do all the communicating for you to anybody who you want nothing to do with, When you do that, you are in a great, great spot. That's why you need to understand that the narcissist never loved you. They never cared about you. All they cared about is what you did for them. And once they took whatever they could from you, that was it. They were already off to a new source of supply, whether you knew it or not. And you may say, well, no, not really, Andrew. I lived with a narcissist for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and they were always with me. Well, sure they were, until they weren't. Think about all the weekends they disappeared, all the camping weekends, all the guy weekends, all the girl weekends. Think about all the alleged flat tires that they got, all the time they didn't have cell phone service, or when they claimed they couldn't get back to you in time, or they were caught in traffic, or the boss kept them late after work, or they simply forgot. You see, the narcissist paints it any way they want to, but what you will never get from them is the truth, which is why you need to go no contact and you need to allow your silence to do the talking for you. If not now, when? So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you're not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Couple quick things. This video will be on a few playlists. Excuse me. One of the playlists is the original playlist I have, and it will also be on the silence and the silent treatment playlist. Check it out, watch the videos, continue to keep your cup full, and understand that you are stronger than you know. And above all, for this video, before I close it, you are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. You may think you are, and right now you may be in your house or your apartment, your flat. Maybe you're at work and no one's around, and you may feel, well, Andrew, I kind of feel isolated and alone. I understand. That's how you feel. This will pass. I too was where you are. And I was there for over 2 years and 2 days, literally, during the pandemic. And I fought my way out. Now look at me in the abundance. This is where you will be. Continue to believe in yourself the way I believe in you. So remember, you are not alone. You are not alone. Love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.